Welcome back. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of most valuable United Kingdom 2 pence coins, exploring the top 5 rarest pieces based on different years, mint varieties, and conditions. While most 2p coins are only worth face value, a few stand out due to minting errors, low circulation, or collector demand. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 2 pence from 1994. At first glance, this coin may seem ordinary, something you might find in your loose change. But many collectors often wonder, could a circulated 1994 2 pence coin actually be valuable? In this video, we'll explore its history, design, rarity, and most importantly, its auction market value in dollars, especially in circulated or even damaged condition. History and background. The United Kingdom 2 pence coin was introduced in 1971 during the decimalisation of British currency. By 1994, the coin was already a well-established part of everyday transactions across the UK. The 1994 issue was produced under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and minted in extremely large quantities. In fact, more than 531 million coins were struck that year, making it one of the more common dates in the series. Because of this massive mintage, the coin was widely circulated and used heavily in daily commerce, which plays a major role in its current value today. Unique features of the coin. The 1994 2 pence coin has a distinctive and recognizable design. On the obverse, it features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael McLouth, which was used on British coins from 1985 to 1997. On the reverse, you'll find the famous Prince of Wales feathers design, along with the denomination 2 pence. In terms of specifications, the coin is made of copper-plated steel, weighs about 7.12 grams, and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. While these features are standard, collectors often look for unusual variations such as minting errors, off-center strikes, or rare planchet issues. These are the real factors that can transform an ordinary coin into something valuable. Rarity and collector demand in damaged condition. Now let's talk about rarity, and this is where many people are surprised. The 1994 2 pence coin is not rare at all in circulated condition. Due to its extremely high mintage, millions of these coins are still found today in damaged or heavily circulated condition. Collector demand is generally very low. Scratches, corrosion, or wear significantly reduce any collectible appeal. In fact, most circulated examples are only worth their face value. However, there's an important exception. If the coin has a genuine minting error or an unusual feature, even a damaged coin could attract attention from niche collectors. Without such errors, though, demand remains minimal. Current market value in dollars. So, what is the actual value of a 1994 UK 2 pence coin in today's market? For circulated coins, the value is typically around 2 cents to 5 cents, essentially its face value. Even in slightly better condition, it rarely exceeds a few cents. Uncirculated examples can reach about 65 cents to $1.35, depending on grade, while proof versions which were never meant for circulation can sell for around $4 or more in top condition. At auctions, only exceptional pieces such as high-grade proofs or error coins achieve noticeable prices. Regular circulated coins, even from 1994, do not command significant premiums. Tips for collectors. If you're collecting UK coins or specifically 2 pence coins, here are a few important tips. First, always check your coins carefully for errors. These can dramatically increase value. Second, avoid cleaning your coins, as cleaning can reduce their worth rather than improve it. Third, focus on condition. Coins in mint or near mint condition are far more desirable than worn examples. Finally, consider building a complete date set of 2 pence coins. While individual coins like the 1994 issue may not be rare, a full collection can still be rewarding and valuable over time. Conclusion. To sum it all up, the United Kingdom 2 pence 1994 coin in circulated condition is a very common coin with little monetary value on its own. Its high mintage and widespread use mean that most examples are only worth face value in dollars. However, it still holds historical and educational value for collectors, especially beginners entering the world of numismatics. Next time you find a 1994 2 pence coin in your pocket, don't expect a fortune, but do take a closer look. Because in the world of coin collecting, even the most ordinary coin can sometimes hide an extraordinary story. Next up, the United Kingdom 2 pence from 1997, especially in dirty or heavily circulated condition. At first glance, it might seem like just another small copper coin sitting in your pocket or jar. But is there any hidden value in it? Could a worn, dirty 1997 2 pence actually be worth more than face value? In this video, we'll explore its history, features, collector demand, and most importantly, its auction value in US dollars. The 2 pence coin is part of the United Kingdom's decimal currency system, introduced in 1971 during Decimal Day. By 1997, The coin had already been in circulation for over 2 decades and was a common part of everyday transactions. The 1997 issue was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, featuring her portrait on the obverse designed by Raphael Maklouf, which was used from 1985 to 1997. This makes 1997 one of the final years of that specific portrait before it was replaced in 1998 by Ian Rank-Broadley's design. Millions of these coins were produced, meaning they are generally not rare in standard circulated condition. The 1997 2p coin is made of copper-plated steel, although earlier versions were bronze. It weighs 7.12 grams and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. The reverse design features the badge of the Prince of Wales' 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet along with the words 2p. One interesting detail is that coins minted before 2008 use the wording 2p instead of 2p with updated shield designs seen later. In dirty or damaged condition, the coin often shows heavy discoloration, grime buildup, scratches, and worn details, which significantly affect its appeal to collectors. Here's the honest truth. A 1997 2p coin in dirty or heavily circulated condition is not considered rare. Because of the high mintage numbers and the fact that many examples still exist today, collectors typically look for coins in much better condition such as uncirculated or proof versions. Dirty coins, especially those with corrosion or heavy wear, are usually less desirable. However, there are exceptions. If the coin has an unusual minting error, such as a misstrike, off-center design, or double die, even a dirty example could attract attention from niche collectors. Otherwise, demand for standard worn coins remains quite low. When it comes to auction value, a typical 1997 2p coin in dirty or circulated condition is usually worth between 2 cents and $0.20, essentially close to its face value. In bulk lots, these coins may sell even cheaper. If the coin is in extremely poor condition, heavily corroded or damaged, it may have no additional collector value at all. On the other hand, if a rare mint error is present, prices could rise significantly, ranging from $5 to $50 or more, depending on the uniqueness of the error and collector interest. But without such features, expectations should remain realistic. If you're collecting coins like the 1997 2p, focus on condition first. Cleaner, well-preserved coins always attract higher value. Avoid aggressively cleaning dirty coins, as this can reduce their collector appeal even further. Instead, store them safely in coin holders or albums to prevent additional damage. Also, keep an eye out for unusual features errors, odd coloring, or design differences that could increase value. Building knowledge about mint marks and variations can also help you spot something rare among common coins. To sum it up, the United Kingdom 1997 2p coin in dirty condition is generally common and holds very little value in the auction market. While it may not make you rich, it still carries historical significance as part of the late 20th century British currency system. And remember, every rare coin discovery starts with examining the ordinary. So before you dismiss that old, dirty coin, take a closer look. You never know what hidden detail might turn it into something special. Next up, the United Kingdom 2p 1989 coin in fine condition. At first glance, this small bronze coin may seem like ordinary pocket change, but is there more to it? Could it hold hidden value, or is it simply a common piece of British currency? In this video, we'll explore its history, features, rarity, and most importantly, its real auction market value in US dollars. History and background. The 1989 2p coin is part of the decimal coinage system introduced in the United Kingdom in 1971. This system replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence structure with a simpler decimal format. The coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, symbolizing continuity and royal heritage. By 1989, the 2p coin had already been in circulation for nearly 2 decades and was widely used in everyday transactions. That year alone saw a massive mintage of approximately 359 million coins, making it one of the more commonly produced issues. Unique features of the coin. The 1989 2p coin is made from bronze, weighing about 7.12 grams with a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. Its reverse design features the Prince of Wales's feathers along with the motto ICHDN, while the obverse displays the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. By this time, the inscription had already changed from new pence to 2p, a transition completed in the early 1980s. While the design is classic and recognizable, there are no widely known major error varieties for 1989, which limits its uniqueness compared to some other years. Rarity and collector demand in damaged condition. Now let's talk about rarity. This is where many collectors get surprised. Despite being over 3 decades old, the 1989 2p coin is not rare. With hundreds of millions minted, it remains common in circulation and collections. In fine or even worn condition, collector demand is relatively low. Coins in damaged or heavily circulated condition are typically valued only for their face value or slightly above due to metal content. Unlike rare error coins such as certain early 1980s varieties, this particular year does not have strong demand among serious collectors. Current market value in dollars. So what is the coin actually worth today? According to price guides and auction data, a typical 1989 2p coin in circulated or fine condition is generally worth around its face value, about 2p, which converts to roughly 2 cents to 5 cents USD depending on exchange rates. Even in uncirculated condition, it may only reach around 50 pence to £1, or approximately 60 cents to $1.20 USD. Proof versions, which were specially struck for collectors, can reach about $5 or slightly more, but these are not commonly found in everyday circulation. It's important to note that exaggerated claims online suggesting values in the thousands or millions are usually misleading unless tied to extremely rare errors or unique circumstances. Tips for collector S. If you're a collector or just starting out, here are a few practical tips. First, always check the condition of your coin. Grading plays a major role in value. Second, look for unusual features such as minting errors, off-center strikes, or incorrect inscriptions, as these can dramatically increase worth. Third, avoid cleaning your coins, as this can reduce their value significantly. Finally, build your collection with a focus on rarity and historical significance rather than common high mintage coins like the 1989 2p. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 2p 1989 coin in fine condition is a great example of a widely circulated and historically interesting piece, but not a rare or highly valuable one. While it may not make you rich, it still holds educational and collectible value, especially for beginners in numismatics. Always remember, in coin collecting, rarity and condition are everything. So keep checking your change. You never know when you might find a true hidden treasure. Next up, the United Kingdom 2p from 1991, specifically in rusty or heavily damaged condition. While most collectors focus on shiny, uncirculated coins, there's a growing curiosity around worn and corroded pieces. But can a rusty 1991 2p coin really hold any value? And could it surprise you at auction? Let's explore the facts, the myths, and the real market value in dollars. The United Kingdom 2p coin was first introduced in 1971 as part of the decimalisation of British currency. By 1991, the coin had already become a standard part of everyday transactions across the UK. The 1991 issue features Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Raphael McLuff, and the iconic Prince of Wales feathers design on the reverse by Christopher Ironside. These coins were minted in huge numbers, as they were intended for regular circulation, not as rare collectibles. As a result, millions of 1991 2p coins exist today. The 1991 2p coin is made primarily of copper-plated steel, which is important when discussing rusty examples. Earlier 2p coins, from 1971 to 1991, were made of bronze, but toward the early 1990s, the Royal Mint began transitioning materials. Because of this, some coins from this era may show signs of corrosion if the plating is damaged. The coin weighs 7.12 grams, has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters, and features a smooth edge. In normal condition, it has a rich brown tone, but when rust appears, it usually indicates exposure to moisture or environmental damage. Here's where reality sets in. Rusty or heavily damaged 1991 2p coins are generally not considered rare. In fact, damage significantly reduces a coin's desirability among collectors. Most serious numismatists look for coins in excellent or at least decent condition. However, there is a small niche market where unusual damage, extreme wear, or minting errors can attract curiosity. A standard rusty coin, though, is typically viewed as a damaged common coin rather than a collectible rarity. So while it might look unique, it usually doesn't translate into high demand. Let's talk numbers. In average circulated condition, A 1991 UK 2 pence coin is worth about 3 cents to 10 cents, essentially its face value. When the coin is rusty or corroded, the value often drops further, sometimes making it practically worthless to collectors. In rare cases where the coin has an unusual error or extreme but interesting damage, it might sell for $1 to $5 at most in online auctions. However, claims of these coins being worth hundreds or thousands of dollars are misleading and not supported by real auction data. The market simply does not support high valuations for common damaged coins like this one. If you're collecting UK coins, it's important to focus on condition, rarity, and verified errors. Always check for key dates, minting mistakes, or coins in uncirculated condition, as these are far more likely to hold value. Avoid cleaning coins, even rusty ones, as this can further reduce their worth. Instead, store your coins in a dry, controlled environment to prevent corrosion. If you think you have something unusual, consider getting it evaluated by a professional or comparing it with verified listings from reputable auction sites. In conclusion, the 1991 United Kingdom 2 pence coin in rusty condition is an interesting piece from a historical perspective, but it's not a rare or highly valuable item in the collector's market. While it may spark curiosity, especially for beginners, its auction value in dollars remains very low. Still, every coin has a story, and sometimes even the most common pieces can inspire a deeper appreciation for history and collecting. Next up, the 1971 United Kingdom 2 pence, often called the 2 new pence. You might have seen one of these coins with a dark or blackened appearance and wondered if it could be valuable. In this video, we'll explore the history, unique features, rarity especially in black shade or damaged condition, and its real auction market value in dollars. By the end, you'll know whether this coin is a hidden treasure or simply an interesting piece of history. History and background. The 1971 2 pence coin holds a special place in British numismatic history because it was introduced during the United Kingdom's decimalisation in 1971. This was the year the country transitioned to a new monetary system based on 100 pence to the pound. The coin originally carried the inscription New Pence to distinguish it from the older pre-decimal currency. With a massive mintage of over 1.45 billion coins, it was produced in huge quantities to support the new system, making it extremely common in circulation. Because of this historical shift, the coin is significant, but not necessarily rare in the traditional sense. Its abundance plays a major role in determining its value today. Unique features of the coin. The 1971 2 pence coin is made of bronze, weighing about 7.12 grams with a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. It features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse, along with the words New Pence. Now, when we talk about a black shade condition, we're usually referring to coins that have darkened due to oxidation, environmental exposure, or heavy circulation. This discoloration can range from deep brown to nearly black. While some collectors appreciate toned coins, in most cases, a blackened surface is considered damage rather than a desirable feature, especially if it hides details or reduces visual appeal. Rarity and collector demand in damaged condition. Here's where many people get surprised. Despite being over 50 years old, the 1971 2 pence coin is not rare. In fact, because of its enormous mintage, it remains one of the most common British coins ever produced. When it comes to damaged or blackened examples, collector demand drops even further. Most serious collectors prefer coins in clean, well-preserved condition with original luster. A coin with heavy discoloration, corrosion, or wear is usually classified as low grade, and such pieces are often worth no more than face value. Only in very rare cases such as coins with minting errors like off-center strikes or wrong planchets does value increase significantly. So, a black shade 1971 2 pence coin is generally not considered rare, but rather a common coin in poor condition. Current market value in dollars. Let's talk about real numbers. According to price guides and auction data, standard circulated 1971 2 pence coins are typically worth only their face value. Even uncirculated examples usually sell for around £1 to £2, which is approximately $1.20 to $2.50 USD. Now, if your coin is in blackened or damaged condition, the value often drops below even those levels in the collector market. In many cases, such coins may only be valued at a few cents in US dollars, unless they have a rare mint error or exceptional historical appeal. In auctions, collectors are willing to pay higher prices only for pristine or unusual specimens, not heavily worn or discolored ones. So while you might see online listings claiming high prices, actual sold values for common examples remain very low. Tips for collectors. If you're collecting or evaluating a 1971 2 pence coin, here are a few practical tips. First, focus on condition. Coins with original shine and minimal wear are always more desirable. Second, check for rare mint errors, such as misprints or unusual strikes, which can significantly increase value. Third, avoid cleaning coins aggressively, as this can reduce their value even further. And finally, compare your coin with verified auction sales rather than relying on inflated online listings. If your coin is blackened, it's best to preserve it as is rather than attempting restoration, since improper cleaning can permanently damage the surface. Conclusion: to sum it all up, the 1971 United Kingdom 2 pence coin is an important historical piece from the start of decimal currency. But it is not rare due to its massive production. In black shade or damaged condition, its value is typically very low, often just a few cents in today's market. However, it still holds educational and historical value, making it a great starting point for new collectors. So, before you get excited about striking it rich, remember, rarity, condition, and demand are what truly determine a coin's worth. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check your spare change. You never know what you might find next.